May this young Dominic truly be a man who belongs to God. May he know his place as royalty, a child of the King. What do you think of that? This is a solid young man. Show him off to other peoples. Okay. Just adorable. I love your footwear. Oh, photo. Okay.
He will my shield and portion me, as long as life endures. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a love, His mercy reigns, a living love, amazing grace.
You ever been to one of them graduation ceremonies where they tell you, look, there's a lot of people, it's going to take a long time, please don't clap and applaud between every person. We're trying to get through this mill of people here. Please don't shout out. And about the first person goes through, and the second person gets their diploma, and the third or fourth, and finally somebody, hey Johnny! Hey Johnny! And then it just goes bananas after that. It took somebody to say, no way, we waited 4 years for today, we're celebrating. And sometimes we come into church and many of us are just so polite and so genteel and so Canadian. I just wonder if there's somebody in the house that would just want to shout the name that is above any other name, the name by which men can be saved, the one name that sets the demons to tremble, the one name that turns the world upside down. Is there anybody today that cares enough to shout the name that is above all names? Is anybody with me? Amen. Well, all right then. Now sit down and be quiet.
I was out in Grand Prairie for 13 years. I'm originally from south of Sarnia, and moved back home here, and family and all that, and we were so blessed to come back. The journey back was not necessarily what we anticipated. Our son passed away about 7 months into our return. It's difficult to explain this type of thing, but we're blessed to be home around family in that time. And the journeys that we've been through in the last 4 years, this church has been an integral part of our healing. We're in a small group, and we did some studies through that and to learn where God's leading. And I'm telling you, when I left Grand Prairie, I was not going back. But unfortunately, or fortunately, the Lord's leading us back there. And I'm not 100% sure why at this point, but we do know of some things that are falling into place. So we sold our house here, we bought a house out there. It needs a little loving, so we'll fix that up and enjoy it. So it's just a new home. So things are being shown to us, and we are truly blessed for this church.
Wow. Well, we want you to know that you're loved and that our prayers go with you. I'm sitting in the coffee shop one day, and my friend David walks in, and he's got this distressed look on his face. And I said, "Hello, David." And he says, oh, I've lost my ID. And I said, "Okay, then, hello, Dave." and trust in Jesus Christ, you can make it. You can make it through cancer. You can make it through job loss. You can make it through struggles. You can make it through the difficulties of your life. You can make it through open persecution if you have Jesus Christ as your foundation. 1 John 4:4 says, the one who is in you is greater than the one who's in the world. You're a winner. Turn to the person next to you and say, you're a winner. And I want to circle this phrase, let us go to him outside the camp. I want to challenge you today as Christian believers, you're a missile sent from God to go outside the camp. Go outside the box, outside the bubble, outside the norm, outside the doors of the church, outside the expectations of what everyone else would put on you. Because I have been called to go. Jesus was outside the camp of his day. Right? The Pharisees said, well, you're not one of us. You haven't been taught like us. You haven't been through the schools we've been through. You're not one of the elite. If you're prepared to go outside the camp, if you're prepared to go outside the bubble, God, I know what people expect of me. I know they're going to think I'm a weirdo. I'm one of those radical Christian, one of those born beginners. Okay, God, I'm willing. I'm willing to go. I don't care. Can you say that? Going outside the camp means saying things that might be unpopular. Going outside the camp means everything I have belongs to God. Going outside the camp means sometimes our hobby horses need to be put out to pasture. Sometimes going outside the camp, going outside our safety zone, going outside what we're comfortable with means saying, you know what? Maybe what I wanted doesn't matter. Maybe just we'll serve the cause of Christ together and agree to disagree. And I can let my horse go to pasture. Ouch. Okay, getting really quiet in here. Going outside the camp means offering God your hopes and dreams. This is a friend of mine. Her name's Annie. She died in 1991. There was only about 6 of us at her graveside. It was a private funeral for a very public woman. She grew up Old Order Mennonite, the horse and buggy. She went to Liberia for 38 years as a missionary. She retired to my hometown of Elmira, Ontario. The tribute on her tombstone says, Mother to the Liberians and a friend to all. A woman who selflessly gave herself going outside her camp. Going outside the camp means risking it all. 5 young men in the 50s who went to South America to connect with a tribe that no one had ever connected with. Their bodies were found, slaughtered, in January of 1956. It made the covers of Time magazine and all sorts of publications. To leave the safety, to leave the camp, to go outside the walls. God is still looking for people. How many thousands were launched into service because of this testimony? They said, because Roger went, because Peter went, because Jim went, I will go. I will give myself to serving Jesus Christ. Are you willing to do that today? Going outside the camp means reminding others and ourselves that the call of Christ trumps all else. C.T. Studd. Great name, C.T. Studd. He grew up in the 1800s and was a star cricket player. So cricket, the game, not the insects, just so you get the difference, the bat and the ball. And he was a star player for England, and he had given his life to Christ. But 6 years a born-again believer, he looked back and said, you know what? I've been miserable. I've been miserable the last 6 years. I think I know what it is. God's not called me to be a cricket player. He's called me to change the world. And he's famous for this statement of his. He's famous for 2 statements. Number 1, he's the man that said, only one life, soon 'tis past. Only what's done for Christ will last. That was C.T. Studd. He also said this little ditty. Some want to live within the sound of church or chapel bell. I want to run a rescue shop within a yard of hell. I don't want safe. I'm not I'm not settling for comfortable. Give me hard going. Give me tough. Give me struggle. Give me, why are you hanging around with those? Why are you talking to those people? Why are you associating with them? That's what they said about Jesus, you know. Why are you hanging around with tax collectors, prostitutes, sinners? That's outside the camp. As we close out today, I wonder if there's anybody in the house today that you know God's been mucking about in your life, and He's been stirring you up. That you've been trying to get yourself in a comfortable place, and God is saying, no, 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 no. I'm doing something here. I'm calling you out. I got people for you to go to. I got places for you to go to. It might well be within a yard of the gates of hell, but I got a spot for you. Are you going to answer the call? You going to stand up and be counted? Come on. You're here today, and you know God is calling you to come outside of the camp, outside of the safe zone.
Jesus, only Jesus.